The other week I was searching the web and I came across the most peculiar story. Apparently a woman was arrested for texting and calling her ex-boyfriend a total of 77,000 times. The story got me thinking, what are some of the most common mistakes that women make when trying to get their ex-boyfriends back? Well, that's what this video is about. Alright, today we're going to be covering the top 5 mistakes that women make when trying to get their ex-boyfriends back. Alright, so what I'd like to do is cover the top 5 mistakes that women tend to make when trying to get their ex-boyfriends back. The first mistake is coming in with no plan. The second mistake is being too desperate or needy. The third mistake, gnatting. The fourth mistake is moving too fast. And finally, the fifth mistake is trying to get an ex-boyfriend back in a pretty helpless situation. So what I'd like to do now is go right to it with the first mistake, trying to get your ex-boyfriend back with no plan. One of the things I love to teach women to do on ex-boyfriend recovery is trying to get an ex-boyfriend back within a plan, within a template. Now, you don't have to stick to that plan 100% of the time because getting an ex-boyfriend back it's kind of a complex process. There's no one plan that you have to stick to 100% of the time. Nevertheless, I have found that having a plan when it comes to getting your ex-boyfriend back raises your chances exponentially. Take a wedding, for example. You wouldn't just go try to get a wedding or wing throwing a wedding. You have to have a plan. In fact, sometimes you have to hire wedding planners. Same principle applies here. You're going to fall flat on your face if you try to wing trying to get an ex-boyfriend back. On the other hand, if you have a plan, well, it's going to raise your chances exponentially. Okay, next up is desperation and neediness. It's often said that neediness is the opposite of attraction. Therefore, if you're needy towards your ex-boyfriend, he's less likely to find you attractive. One of my wife and I's favorite shows to watch is The Bachelor. We watch it for research purposes, of course. But we noticed there was a contestant on there, Lace. And she was really desperate and needy towards The Bachelor when she was trying to win his affection. Now, at first he thought it was cute and he liked it. But after a while, he didn't like it so much. In fact, he found it annoying and he found it unattractive. And she got kicked off. Now, the last thing you want to do is be desperate, needy, and annoying to your ex-boyfriend. Because I guarantee you, if you're desperate and needy to a point that's crazy, he's going to find you annoying. And trying to get him back, it's not going to work if you're approaching this from a position of weakness. You need to approach this from a position of strength, from a position of attraction. Now you may be wondering what gnatting is. Gnatting is actually an acronym for gnat, going nuts at texting. I see a lot of situations every day on ex-boyfriend recovery, and one of the situations that keeps popping up even now is women who go a little crazy when it comes to texting and calling their ex-boyfriends. And I was trying to find a way to put it for women to make them understand how annoying this is, and I thought, what better way to explain this than having a bunch of gnats fly around your head? Think about it. You're walking down the street one day when all of a sudden a bunch of gnats fly around your head. And no matter how many times you swat at the gnats to make them go away, they don't. They just keep buzzing around. You swat, they buzz. You swat, they buzz. Nothing gets them to go away. You run around, they follow you. You swat again, they buzz around. Well, in this analogy, you're the gnat and your ex-boyfriend is trying to swat to get you away. Let me give you another example. This is what a gnat looks like when it comes to texting. Do not do this to your ex-boyfriend. Trust me, it won't work out. Moving too fast is a huge mistake. I want you to imagine something for me. Imagine that you have a blind date next week. Well, a week passes and you go on this blind date and you meet this guy for the first time. Pretty good looking guy. But he asks you to marry him. Would you say yes? No, of course not. There's a process to getting married. It takes time. Well, getting your ex back works the same way. There's a process to getting your ex back. And if you move too fast, too soon, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot and ruin any chance you'll have of getting him back. One of the funner aspects of my job is that I get to see a lot of interesting situations, a lot of interesting relationships. And the one that always sticks to my mind is a woman who came to ex-boyfriend recovery, and she wanted her ex-boyfriend back more than anything. The problem is her ex-boyfriend was engaged and was about to be married. Well, to me, I kept telling her, this is a pointless situation, you should probably move on. But she just wouldn't have it. She just kept trying to get her ex-boyfriend back. And pretty soon it got to the point where her ex-boyfriend had to file a restraining order against her. The point I'm trying to make here is you shouldn't waste your time trying to get your ex-boyfriend back in a pointless situation. A situation where you really have no hope. Now this begs an interesting question. What kind of chance do you have in your particular situation? Well, that's why I want to encourage you to visit my website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com. On there, you'll be able to find countless articles of me talking about your situation. In fact, we're even going to have a quiz really soon that gives you an in-depth report on what kind of chance you have in your particular situation. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel or visited our website, now is the time to do so. The link to our website is in the description below. It's www.exboyfriendrecovery.com. Please like this video, and like always, we will have a new video for you every single Monday. We'll see you next week.